Every interaction on social media triggers your brain's reward pathways, conditioning you to seek stimulation while reducing conscious control over attention and impulsive choices. Algorithms analyze behavior in real time, learning which content provokes emotion or curiosity, ensuring each scroll keeps your attention for as long as possible. Variable ratio reinforcement works like a digital slot machine, providing unpredictable rewards that spike dopamine and reinforce behaviors, making stopping feel difficult. Notifications, likes, and shares activate the brain's reward system, encouraging habitual checking and subtly influencing mood and decisions throughout the day. The Zeigarnik effect leaves tasks unfinished, compelling your mind to return for closure. Often without realizing, algorithms exploit this psychological vulnerability. Multisensory content, including visuals, sound, and interactive elements, strengthens neural pathways related to attention capture and creates almost automatic responses. Social proof mechanisms manipulate perceived popularity, convincing your brain that engaging with widely liked content is socially desirable, reinforcing habitual attention. Scarcity and urgency increase impulsive responses, using fear of missing out to drive immediate engagement, while rational decision-making is overridden by reward-seeking circuits. Habit forms as repeated exposure strengthens neural connections, making behaviors automatic, conditioning your brain to respond to cues and reducing conscious choices. Awareness of these processes allows regaining control, letting the prefrontal cortex reassert decision-making authority over attention, habits, and engagement patterns online. Short-form content overwhelms working memory, reducing cognitive bandwidth for reflection, planning, or self-regulation, embedding automatic responses to algorithmic stimuli. Dopamine loops reinforce persistence, making interactions compelling while dulling sensitivity to the same reward, requiring greater engagement for satisfaction. Differences like novelty-seeking, impulsivity, or emotional reactivity interact with reinforcement to determine how strongly one becomes addicted to scrolling. Micro-targeted feeds amplify effects by continuously adjusting content based on real-time data, optimizing engagement, and keeping users within loops for maximum attention. Cognitive fatigue develops as prefrontal systems overload, weakening self-control and allowing automatic behaviors to dominate, explaining why stopping scrolling is difficult. Notifications timed to exploit peak engagement periods make the brain respond reflexively, embedding habitual checking and reducing conscious decision-making opportunities. Algorithmic reinforcement leaves questions unanswered, compelling users to continue watching or swiping to achieve mental closure and satisfy attention. Personalized recommendations make content emotionally resonant, drawing users back repeatedly, while the brain interprets this as meaningful connection. Endless scrolling eliminates natural stopping cues, creating a loop where the brain struggles to recognize completion, fostering prolonged sessions. Reward prediction errors, caused by unpredictable content, activate dopamine pathways, making new videos highly motivating and creating a compulsive need to continue. Passive scrolling triggers neural pathways for pleasure and reward, showing engagement includes subtle attention, capture reinforcing behavior. Users underestimate time spent online, as episodic memory is less effective in recording fragmented attention, allowing platforms to exploit temporal perception. Continuous partial reinforcement, as in variable reward schedules, prevents habituation and keeps dopamine levels high, making interactions feel novel and rewarding. Visual and auditory cues are engineered to stimulate emotion, combining motion, color, and sound to amplify attention and make content consumption irresistible. Peer influence motivates engagement, as seeing others interact with content subtly encourages users to mirror behavior and remain active. Predictive algorithms analyze viewing patterns and adjust feeds instantly, learning which content sustains attention, maximizes dwell time, and keeps users returning. Dark patterns like infinite scroll and autoplay exploit behavioral biases by removing stopping points, making it difficult to disengage and fostering compulsive viewing. Instant gratification, unpredictability, and social cues create a cycle, associating digital interaction with reward while diminishing long-term planning. Cognitive load increases as the brain processes rapid content, making executive functions less effective and causing automatic responses rather than thoughtful ones. Repeated exposure to emotionally charged content strengthens neural circuits that prioritize attention to similar stimuli, leading to engagement with strong reactions or curiosity. Time perception is distorted, making hours feel like minutes while attention and energy deplete in the background. Emotional resonance increases retention, as highly stimulating posts trigger strong neural responses, reinforcing attention loops. Social comparison drives engagement, where observing others' curated lives sparks envy or aspiration, motivating prolonged interaction. Instant gratification conditions the brain to seek immediate pleasure, gradually reducing tolerance for delayed rewards. Algorithmic feeds exploit boredom and novelty seeking, drawing attention to content predicted to maximize engagement. Dopamine spikes are strongest when outcomes are uncertain, meaning unpredictable content ensures stimulation and prolongs attention cycles. Cognitive offloading reduces internal processing and self-regulation, increasing dependence on algorithmic content delivery. Frequent context switching fragments attention and weakens memory, making the brain more susceptible to compulsive behavior. Reward anticipation triggers physiological responses, reinforcing emotional association with content and increasing motivation for continued engagement. Platforms exploit pattern recognition, embedding cues that stimulate anticipation and maintain engagement even without meaningful content. Habit loops are reinforced through repetition and variable rewards, teaching the brain to prioritize short-term satisfaction over long-term focus. Social reinforcement activates neural pathways like face-to-face interaction, making digital approval rewarding. FOMO drives compulsive behavior, as scarcity and urgency compel immediate engagement. Micro-interactions, like short clips, create incremental rewards conditioning prolonged engagement. Algorithmic curation exploits emotional vulnerabilities, steering behavior and ensuring continuous engagement. Visual salience, including color, movement, and contrast, captures attention, overriding competing cognitive tasks. Novelty seeking is triggered through unpredictability, stimulating dopamine and keeping users engaged. Intermittent reinforcement makes engagement unpredictable and exciting, prolonging platform use. Habit formation accelerates when interactions align with biological rhythms, increasing susceptibility. Awareness enables users to regain control, disrupt habitual loops, and restore conscious attention. Cognitive biases like confirmation bias are leveraged to reinforce beliefs and engagement. Minimal algorithm transparency allows subconscious manipulation without awareness. Emotional hijacking makes engagement feel compelling, overriding rational thought. Visual storytelling and suspense drive continued attention and scrolling. Reward anticipation encourages interaction even with low-value content, reinforcing compulsive behavior. Micro-targeted advertising elicits engagement, optimized for maximum attention. Feedback loops refine content delivery, maintaining engagement. Content framing exploits novelty, contrast, and emotional salience. Multisensory integration reinforces attention capture. Mindful strategies, like breaks and selective scrolling, restore control. Likes and shares serve as intermittent rewards. Predictive algorithms guide attention toward engagement-optimized content. Continuous engagement strengthens neural pathways prioritizing interaction. The brain prioritizes high arousal content. Curiosity gaps motivate continued interaction. Habit stacking embeds scrolling into daily routines. Recognizing reinforcement patterns helps disrupt automatic behavior. Prolonged engagement depletes cognitive resources. Social comparison motivates further monitoring. Personalized content amplifies engagement. Reward timing maximizes dopamine release, Unpredictable sequences increase anticipation. Visual and audio cues enhance attention. Intermittent reinforcement keeps engagement high. Algorithms track micro-behaviors for optimization. Awareness allows intervention. Cognitive restructuring helps regain attention control. Mindful engagement strengthens self-control. Social accountability improves regulation. Understanding reward and fatigue helps resist engagement. Resilience improves with balanced online and offline activities. Transparency and education mitigate manipulation. Attention management restores focus. Dopamine loops are interrupted with deliberate breaks. Habit reversal enables control. Educational content strengthens executive function. Emotional contagion influences engagement. Storytelling and suspense maintain attention. Micro-interventions can guide intentional usage. Neuroscience insight empowers control. Cognitive interventions restore executive control. Awareness of patterns enables informed choices. Structured routines reduce automatic engagement. Education provides practical guidance. Recognizing manipulation allows proactive strategies. Reinforcement loops can redirect to beneficial behavior. Brain plasticity allows recovery. Digital literacy reduces compulsive engagement. Applying insights reclaims focus and resources. By understanding platform manipulation, you can reclaim attention, make smarter choices, and enjoy fascinating insights. So like, subscribe, and visit our channel.